The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you by Flow.
Tonight, health officials reiterate public calls to check your HIV status. Police report illegal seizures in Castries and VA4. And Met officials urge the public to remain vigilant, even though the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Daniela Edwin.
Good evening. It is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna, thank you for joining us. St. Lucia joins the global community in the observance of World AIDS Day under the theme Equalize. According to health officials, the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, remains a major public health issue that affects more than 2 million people in the WHO European region. They lament that over the last few years, progress towards HIV goals has stalled, resources have shrunk, and numerous lives are at risk as a result. In addition, disparity and inequity of access to health services, HIV services in particular, and disregard for human rights are among the failures that allowed HIV to become and remain a global health crisis.
Local health statistics reveal, as of September 30th, 2022, there are 917 persons living with HIV in St. Lucia. Of them, 298 persons in care are actively collecting HIV medication. 56% of them are male and 44% of them are female. There have been 8 AIDS-related deaths in St. Lucia from January to October 31st, 2022. Health Minister Moses Jean-Baptiste has renewed calls for HIV testing. He believes that distractions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and other health-related emergencies have forced HIV and AIDS testing and treatment into the background. Despite this, he says, HIV infections continue to be an area of concern for health officials. We hear more in this report.
HIV is a virus which attacks the cells that help the body to fight infections. A person infected with HIV becomes vulnerable to other infections and diseases. HIV spreads when an uninfected person gets in contact with blood or fluids from someone with HIV. A person who has HIV most likely will develop AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Therefore, treatment is absolutely a must to prevent serious illness and even death.
Jean-Baptiste has encouraged anyone wishing to get tested or seeking to access treatment to do so at the various health clinics. He adds that treatment and care for HIV and AIDS are absolutely free.
Any person living with HIV can get their doctor's visits, monitoring tests, and other necessary medications from within the public system without any cost to them. Public services can be accessed within the sexual and reproductive health clinics by calling to make an appointment or by doing a walk-in in an emergency. There is help. Please access that help and let our medical professionals help you to have a better quality of life if you have become infected.
Meanwhile, the WHO has called on global leaders and citizens to boldly recognize and address the inequalities which are holding back progress in ending AIDS and equalize access to essential HIV services, particularly for key populations: men who have sex with men, transgender people, people who use drugs, sex workers, prisoners, and migrants and their partners. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Eldris Charles.
Police are reporting the recovery of illegal weapons and ammunition during a search in Vieux-Fort and Castries, respectively. The searches were both conducted on Wednesday, November 30th. Karim Nelson provides us with more details.
Official reports indicate that lawmen attached to the Special Services Unit in the south were conducting routine patrols within the Vieux-Fort fishing complex when they had cause to search a male individual identified as Butch Baptiste. The 26-year-old resident of Dugar-Micoud was arrested by the officers and taken into police custody. He was later formally charged for unlawful possession of firearm and ammunition. He was escorted before the 2nd District Court on Thursday, December 1st, 2022, and was granted bail in the sum of $26,000. Meanwhile, officers attached to the Special Services Unit proceeded to Hospital Road upon hearing the sound of gunshots in the area on Wednesday, November 30th. The officers encountered a man who attempted to run away. Officers gave pursuit and arrested that individual. At that time, he was in possession of a magazine containing 8 rounds of ammunition. A search of the area near the suspect was also conducted by the officers, and a Beretta pistol with a magazine containing 6 rounds of ammunition was recovered. The 21-year-old resident of Hospital Road, Castries, was arrested and is currently in police custody awaiting charges. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Karim Nelson.
And in more law enforcement news, on Thursday, December 1st, 2022, about 4:20 a.m., officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department in Castries executed a warrant to search for property upon a residence at Bocage, Castries. During the conduct of the search, the officers recovered a scooter, which was reported as stolen on Friday, November 23rd. The officers kept the scooter in their custody. A male suspect has been arrested in connection with the incident and is currently awaiting formal charges. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the National Population and Housing Census is extended, and climate change factors could continue to impact small island states beyond the cyclone window. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the details on these stories and more.
The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News was brought to you by Flow.